my first piece of coaching that I've ever had, because I don't know if I can warrant that I've got the spare money to fast track myself to success. Because is it kind of a shortcut, would you say, where you pay to get to where you want to be quicker?
I think it depends on how good of a learner you are to begin with, because if you pay someone, anywhere from $25 to $100, but you suck either way, then maybe, I mean, I guess it all depends, but I mean, I still think it's worth it, because there are some people who learn quicker, or at least even if it takes time for them to build up speed, they at least get the knowledge of what the game's about and what they need to actually get better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I also think it depends on where your level is right now. I mean, say you're like a very new player, like in bronze, still learning mechanics and things. It makes no sense to pay like, well, that's a lot of background, but it makes no sense to pay like $25, to learn something that, day 9 could teach you by watching his daily. I would say when you get to maybe Diamond, you're trying to break into the Masters, that's when the coaching might be more worth it. Because there's, all the little things that make the difference between, say, top Masters and literally Masters, you might not know until you get coached by, someone who's maybe Grandmaster. But other than that,
I've heard that if you're in bronze, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I really don't think it is. I mean, because anyone in a slightly higher league can actually help you out, I would think.
Well, the thing is, though, yeah, like, I'm sorry for interrupting, but the thing with that, though, is that if they've got to be at at least a master's kind of level, because if you're just learning, if I'm in bronze and you're in silver, you can teach me something a little bit to get better, but I mean, you're still down there with me technically, so you're only going to teach me so much, so you want someone, either a friend that's a little bit higher, like, maybe 3 or 4 leagues higher, or just wait, learn on your own, read the book, read the strategy guide. Watch some videos.
I mean, there's so many day 9 videos out there, and they're all legitimately, I think, correct, if you can even say that. But yeah, I mean, I think they're good enough.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Mr. Bitter when he was getting going, and he basically streamed his lessons so they could get some money knocked off. And I don't know, but I mean, Luke Query is now, he's well known and he's doing his own thing, basically. But, I mean, I suppose you could see, keeping a video diary is interesting because you see yourself getting better, but how much must that have cost him? I mean, even with a discount, he must have still been paying something. And I thought my partner was the one that told me about it, and I thought, well, is the guy loaded? Because he was streaming like every other day and with these little lessons and maybe taking more than one a day. And I thought, God, that guy must be naked. I actually don't know, but it's difficult to know what to do. I suppose the people who want it most are people in bronze, but I know Kelly Milky said the other day that she had a student and he had never played the game before, and she didn't know where to start with him, literally, because he had never touched StarCraft 2 before in his life.
Yeah, in that sense, I think that's not worth it to even pay for. Like, let's say, for example, someone like Idra who's charging a ridiculous amount, or somebody even higher that you want to learn from, you don't want to pay that money, especially when you haven't even opened the box yet. Like, there's no point in that. Get a friend to teach you.
I suppose it is in its own way, a pretty simple concept, really. You either, just knuckle down and learn. If not, you've clearly got more money than sense. Literally. I don't know. I mean, it was so nice of Jerome to help me out the other day, and I just thought, well, why can't more people do that? But this is since joining the group on Facebook. Basically, that's networked me to more people that I didn't have before, and little custom games are all stuff that I learned from it anyway. So I suppose it's lessons with people in bronze tend to happen when they haven't got a network of people to play custom games with, etc. But does coaching perhaps help with ladder anxiety?
Yeah, I think it works because even myself, I'm definitely not in the higher league or whatnot, but I always have my boyfriend, he's a Masters player. So every once in a while I'll get nervous or I'll forget something stupid while I'm playing online, and he'll give me tips and stuff like that. So he's coaching me in a way. If I'm completely messing up where I don't even know what to do anymore and I'm just staring at the screen, he'll kind of give me tips on what to do and I can get myself out of it. But that's why I think that coaching is worth it, especially like, you know, when you're later down the line, not if you don't know anything. I think you still have to kind of get yourself to a point where you need to go to the next step.
Exactly. I do so agree.
Being Clan Infinity, I know for us, we have a lot of Master League players who are willing to help out some of us lower leaguers, and so that we kind of get coaching for free that way. And so it's kind of nice if you can, you know, find a community where everyone is willing to help each other out a bit. Because I guess in turn it's sort of mutual. I mean, they help us, we support them as they make their push to try to get into Grandmasters or whatever, or, you know, Clan Wars tournaments, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's good,
especially
right?
if you want to do that.
So I mean, I would say to answer the question, you know, free coaching definitely worth it. Paid coaching, hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that covers that quite well, actually.
I think a lot of people also do it just to be affiliated some way or another with the person's coaching. Like Destiny, for example. People want to pay Destiny to just be in Destiny's, you know, line of fire type.
Oh yeah, get him on Skype, right? It's like I talked to him. It's like mini celebrities or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's a very good aspect of it. The fact that it is celebrities at the end of the day as well. But Diapollo is always on Twitter saying, "I've got one lesson spot free. Who wants it?" And then everyone jumps on him. And he set up his own channel so that when he's coaching, people can come in and be part of him coaching somebody.
So just like a stream kind of thing?
Yeah, look, I don't know actually. He says, I need a platinum Zerg to help this guy I'm coaching. Is anyone available? He's basically set up a channel on EU so that he's always got people there to find, you know.
Wait, but is he getting paid for that?
He gets, what does he charge? £17 an hour? No, I'm not sure what that is in dollars actually.
That's not too
probably about $18, $19. About
something.
that. Yeah, it's
which isn't much, but I guess if he's got a little, you know, Ponzi scheme going where he's getting the money, but then he's having other people come and help teach, they're not getting paid for it. So I guess it works out for him.
I don't know. I've watched. Sorry, I've watched a couple of streams where people are coaching, like for example Destiny, and when he coaches, it's like he's explaining things to the person, but you don't want to practice against AI all the time. So what he'll do is he'll go to chat and ask for a equal league player to a student and have them practice against each other. So if they're working on say a matchup like Zerg versus Zerg, he'll try to find another Zerg for on the same level as the other guy, and try to coach him through. Sometimes even higher level. And he'll try to coach him through how he should deal with different situations in the matchup. And so that's probably sounds like what's going on there, not rather like someone else coming in to teach for him.
Oh, okay. I've never seen him do it, so it'd be kind of interesting to see what that's like. But yeah, I've seen Destiny do it a couple of times. It's actually pretty funny.
I think he's more popular over here in the UK because he's a UK caster. I suppose his celebrity status is more prominent here than anywhere. So, and we are lacking a little bit of a community over here. But yeah, it's an interesting. It is difficult, like you say. It is difficult as to whether it is because he retweets after his students have tweeted him and said good things about him. Apparently £17 is $27.
There you go.
Brutal.
I don't know the translation. Yeah, exactly.
There you go, expensive.
It's supposed to $18, it's now become $27. Yeah. It's like you say, with when you're paying for it. But then again, a lot of people who have been coached I suppose the ones who don't feel the benefit of coaching, you don't hear from them because they don't tweet about it or whatever. They only go and tweet about it if they feel, oh my God, I've been coached by so and so, I better tweet about it. So we only hear the good aspects of being coached, and
that's why I say I think it's more of a celebrity status than anything else, because like if I went and got coached by someone else, I probably wouldn't pay them, or nobody would know anything about it unless I said, oh, let me go pay Destiny to go get or Idra, and then it's like a big deal. Then it's all promoted and it matters all of a sudden.
Exactly. Does anyone have anything else to add on that subject before we move on?
I think we might have killed it now.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, slam ham on that. Right, okay, let's go into our Dota, Hon and LOL debate. Now, I was thinking about having a debate each week, and for this week, someone suggested doing a Dota, Hon, LOL debate, and which is better. This was back when DJ Tesla was going to come on the show, and she knows all about these games. I had to do a bit of research because I haven't been near these sort of games for a while. So it's got me back into that. But if you all cast your minds back, originally there was a game called Dota, Defense of the Ancients, which was basically created from Warcraft 3. From Dota came Hon, Heroes of Newer, and then from those two basically kind of came LOL, League of Legends, and they're basically all part of the MOBA genre of gaming, and between the three apparently can forge a vicious battle about which is better. And basically that's what we're going to discuss, as well as how perhaps Dota 2 could mix things up, because I know that announcement is coming soon if it hasn't already and I've missed the boat. Have any of you ever played any of these games?
No.
On StarCraft there's a custom map called Sodus, Storm of the Imperial Sanctum. It's the same idea, but if you want to get your feet wet, that's one thing. But I've seen League of Legends being played, I've seen Dota being played, but I've never played it myself.
I have played Sodus, though. Long time ago. I think a long time ago I might have played Dota once, and that was it. I don't really remember much about it. Honestly, to me, they're all the same.
It's a learning curve, though.
Yeah, it's like, in terms of learning curve, yes. It's got a statement on it from whatever. So that's interesting that you say there's a map on StarCraft 2 where you can get into it. Hon, more than the other two, tends to have a hell of a high standards on its players. Or it did back in the beta, because that's when I had a go. And you've played, say, 5 games since you started. You've dropped 2, and you'll get ripped a new arsehole for it. Just for that alone, you will get beaten to death.
That's a nice fact.
Yeah. Blizzard are about making an official Dota map for StarCraft 2. So that'll be interesting. Indeed.
I think that in each game that they have, they're going to have some form of Dota, just because, they started in Warcraft 3 with it, and then there's been so many branches off since then. I think they're always going to have at least like a little mini game or something that has some type of Dota or heroes or leveling up with it.
Yeah.
It was, there's nothing wrong with higher standards, for sure, but I think in its way it's created a ring fence around Hon, and it's caused them to go elsewhere, mainly to League of Legends, because League of Legends has, I assume saw DreamHack and how many viewers that had. I know there's some controversy around that, but how popular that has got is surprising. But there's always people to play with, and on EU anyway, there's always a queue to get into the game.
I hear that it's the same here, though, in the U.S., because at least, I've met a couple people who play League of Legends, and it's just always a queue. There's always a way